Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Hold on 1 second. Let me let the Discord know I'm live. Okay, so as always, let's start with the top-down analysis. Let's say where we are on the daily chart. So, not a surprise to me here. You can see after sweeping this daily liquidity, we had a very big push up. And then yesterday, we had this very convincing order block form on the daily that we thought would move us up into this daily fair value gap. Now, could it still happen? Absolutely. My expectation today is that we're probably going to come down and create liquidity to the downside, and then in the afternoon session, I would not be surprised if Nvidia drives us through a lot of this. Yo, what's up, Pepe? Good morning. I'll talk about those Asia equal highs in a second. But what I'm seeing here is that either A, we're forming more liquidity in order blocks, or B, this is actually going to reverse and take us down towards this previous day low. So we'll actually mark this. This technically isn't a data low. I'm just going to mark it in black, and then I'll change this to previous day low. And yeah. So I think that this is a potential draw on liquidity, but today you have to be super careful because they are going to generate liquidity to the upside or the downside. And why do I say that? I say that because it is earnings today. Nvidia is like a huge percentage of the S&P or of the Nasdaq and the S&P. So do not be surprised if Nvidia moves the market like crazy, especially in the aftermarket. So we're going to be looking for the algorithm to generate liquidity. If we look at NQ, because that's where the actual equal highs and lows are, I believe they are. I'm looking at my indicators here, and there's a set of equal highs right here, and then a set just above it. So right, I'm gonna take the magnet tool off, but they're right. Right here. So two sets of equal highs. What do I think is going to happen with these? My guess is that they're going to leave these until Nvidia earnings. Now, what could happen as well is we could get some kind of a setup to tag these, failure, and then we get another set left above it, and that would be used. But pretty much what I'm focusing on, guys, is not being super confident in a model taking these out today. When I see equal highs form in the Asia London, which I believe these were both, no, they were both in the Asia session. There's actually 3 sets, it looks like. Yeah, there's actually 3 sets of equal highs here. 23621, 2362150, and 32628.5. Yeah, so there's actually 3 different sets of equal highs up here. Basically, if you see a model occur, you're going to be super cautious with it because you don't know for sure that they're going to hit. So what you would actually probably be better off doing here today is if you see a very clean setup, look for the opposite. So let's say we get a huge delivery up in the morning session to like right over here. Notice there's a new week opening gap here. So this is a spot where we could reject. So look for a manipulation above it, maybe a touch into midnight, and then we'll look for an inversion play to go lower. And the reason I say lower is because we actually have a set of equal lows right over here on NQ. So I'll label these as equal lows. But anyways, we're on MNQ, so if I go to MNQ, it's the same kind of idea here. The equal highs are up here, so I'll just label this one just to make it easy. And then equal lows are right over, take the magnet tool off. Right here, give or take. So basically these are the 2 draws today. What I would love to see is one of them to get swept and then basically target the other, but you just have to be super careful. That's my thing. Yesterday we did hit a super key level up here. So again, I'll mark that special wick that I was telling you guys about from the other day. Let's see where it formed here. So the August 27th, 8:13 candle is where the wick formed. So right over here is where that wick formed. So as always, I'll label my trusty wick. And we'll label this and extend it out in time. So that's the very, very important level that I was telling you guys about. And notice how the market behaved at that level from yesterday. We barely went above it, and every time we do, we retrace back to it. So a lot of liquidity was built up here, including the equal highs. Wow, big reaction here. So the reason I don't love this inversion is because I'm looking at the lower time frames and we did not sweep any obvious liquidity. We have a set of equal lows down here, which I mentioned. I think we swept them yesterday. Never mind. Or did we not? Hold on one second, guys. Oh, okay, so we did sweep these, never mind. But we do have liquidity resting right here. And we have those equal lows, again, right below it. So I don't love this inversion play. Could it work? Sure. It looks to me like it's probably going to fail. That's my guess. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, let me check a look at the rest of the market quick. I was looking at Tesla. CoreWeave is up. That's the biggest thing of my watch list. AVGO is down. What's the best performer of the day? 3% on ELF. OSCR. NEO down. How's Palantir doing today? Still selling off from that short area. Wow, so I'm looking to potentially add a... Hey, what's up, Kay? And Pepe? Oh, I already said hi to Pepe. I'm looking for potential short on Palantir around 168. This is one I'm definitely focusing on this week if we can get it. I never got my alert yet, but you guys can see that Palantir has had this massive weekly inversion. So this tells me one of two things. One is we were coming down to fill this volume imbalance, and if that was the case, why didn't we fill it fully? Okay, that's a question that I ask myself. And number two, if it's not really just to fill this imbalance, which is my opinion, I think that this is the potential start of a sell model. Now, I'm going to be super careful here to see how the market behaves, but I'm thinking about keeping a hard stop, or maybe even not even a hard stop, maybe just a weekly stop, where as long as we hold this weekly inversion, I would like to see that be downside continuation, and we'd be targeting pretty much $100. There's a gap here on the weekly chart and sell side liquidity. You can see right here. So I'd basically be targeting $105, and then I would just hold runners and see if I get lucky to target the 60s on Palantir. Okay, so interesting. Let me get rid of these drawings quick. Oh, sorry, a wrong chart. Hourly for value gap is holding. Yeah, so very, very interesting spot. Also, this is the 50% of the whole range, so we're currently trading in discount. So you'd want to be shorting in premium, obviously. But yeah, it's my opinion. I think this is probably gonna fail if I had to guess, gun to my head. But I don't love that I don't love the fact that we didn't sweep any liquidity. But there's also not really any inversions for me to take to the downside. So yeah, pretty much guys, I'm just going to be super patient today and wait for something light bulb Right now, this is not light bulb PA. I don't love the, it's not clean. I mean, yes, we're, I think we closed, did we close above this? Let's check NQ. So currently we're holding the inversion. We didn't close above. It's just not a great spot to be in, and nothing that's really a light bulb in my head here. ES in a very similar spot. ES with a new week opening gap right above us. Interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely going to stay out of this. Gun to my head, I think that this sell side is coming and then the equal lows below it. But we'll see what happens today. Again, just be very, very aware that today is the type of day where liquidity is generated. So... So also I want to give you guys an example real quick of earnings. So this is an example of earnings for Microsoft and Meta. So if you guys notice on this day, we consolidated the whole day, sold off at the end of the day, and then had a massive pump after hours. There were some equal highs up here also. So just look at this type of price action that we received that day. So everyone that went long got destroyed. If you try to go short, you got destroyed until the end of the day, where you probably got stopped out on this, and then people that were long got stopped out. So it's just a very tough day to trade, and then they really make a move in the post-market session. So just keep that in mind. That's an example of a earnings. So they'd bounce the market between the low and the equal highs and send it one direction later. Yeah, pretty much. Basically, you have to be very cautious if we sweep an internal buy side, expect the direction to reverse. If we sweep an internal sell side, expect the direction to inverse. But yeah, it's just one of those days where you have to be very careful about continuation. So we do have an inversion here. Again, did we close above it yet? Not yet. But it's not a plus. We didn't sweep any liquidity. It's pretty small. 3-minute looks better. 5-minute looks decent. But I would prefer to see more liquidity get swept. No, I don't love this. Again, the reason I don't love this is because we didn't sweep any major liquidity. We have an obvious low resting right here. So I'd rather see that get swept before looking for at least some kind of continuation of the reversal. So let's see if this woman inversion ends up holding or if it ends up chopping around and destroying people. My guess is destruction. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. Whoops. What the... We're also in a macro time right now, but none of this is good. IMO. Again, 3-minute inversion is holding, so if you really want to take this, technically this is a setup, but again, because of the nature of the day and the fact we didn't sweep any liquidity, this tells me this is probably not a good setup to take. Your objective here would be buy side 1, and then buy side 2 will be this internal high right here, and then buy side 3 would be equal highs. But again, I told you guys that because of liquidity being generated today for earnings, you have to be super careful. But technically, this is a setup. It's just not perfect because we didn't sweep the major sell side liquidity. Now, we did sweep an internal low like this, which I love. But again, because of the fact that today's NVIDIA earnings, I'm not taking this. We are technically in discount too, so it's not bad. But we'll see what happens. All right, the lights are on. That means we mean business. So I'm going to expect, and again, this is just gone in my head, I'm going to expect the market to chop around here. And I'll give you guys another little secret here. So the 1003 candle, this wick right here, this is another magnet for price. I'll label it in blue. So be very aware of that wick. I'll extend it out in time too. So my guess is that the market stays range bound towards this. I think any inducement higher is probably going to trade back to this little little low right here. You're trading with MNQ on a 50K. Do you always trade on MNQ with 50K, or does that depend on the day and the size? All with a 50K account, always MNQ. There is no reason you should be trading a 50K with anything but MNQ unless, and there's only one caveat. If you have a huge buffer, like for example, the last payout I took was like 2 weeks ago. If you have a huge buffer, so before I took the payout, I had a decent sized buffer. Technically, I could have traded with NQ, but I just don't think it's worth it. You can take more partials if you have MNQ. Yes, it costs you a little bit more on like commission and fees, blah blah blah, but it's not the biggest deal. If you're following your model, it's not the end of the world. And yeah, B, normally it just doesn't really make sense, especially with the ranges that NQ's been trading with recently. Trading in, the point system has been huge, so you could make plenty with MNQ. Like, if you guys remember on the live stream that I did last week, we made 500 on 3 MNQ contracts. Like, and I could have made more if I didn't partial, but just with 3, we ended up, with partials, we took 500. Without partials, it probably would have been closer to 750. So, and remember the risk on a 50K account, these ones are Apex. I think the drawdown is 2,500, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so the 3-minute inversion is working here technically, but I would already have my stop to break even. I would not be waiting for this internal buy side to get hit. I would already have my stop at break even right over here below this candle's wick. Because if this is going to fail, it's going to come right back down to test this level right here that I told you guys about earlier. Yeah, 2,500. So always be trading with MNQ on a 50K. Always, always, always. In my humble opinion. So yeah, I'm just going to be watching. And if we get some kind of a buy-side sweep, I'll be looking for a potential short. Potentially. And again, the draw for me, that what I'm seeing here is this low right here. But one thing I also want to let you guys in on here is look at this price action. We had a big bullish reaction. I believe this was Jackson Hole from last Friday. Yes, it was. Look at what the market has been doing since then. Down, up, down, up, down. Until we see an obvious breakdown of either direction, I don't think it makes sense to take a super sizable position. Again, we're going to watch very closely to see what NVIDIA earnings do tonight. But gun to my head, these equal lows look very enticing to me. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. We have some equal highs up here that could be a target at some point. They will be a target at some point, but it's very tough to predict when this low resistance liquidity is going to hit. So like pretty much right here, right before these equal highs, this could be a potential reversal spot. But I need to see a model. Again, I'm just paying attention to this wick right here. This is a super key spot. We also haven't gotten a retest of that 3-minute inversion, so it could happen here. Let's see what kind of a... MNQs, it gives 114. Yeah, so I just need to see a model, guys. That's it. I do think there's a very high chance that we end up retesting this 3-minute here, but again, there's no inversion play, so I can't even take this if I wanted to. But it looks like it's probably going to work. So what's the thesis behind this? Again, we inversed a 3-minute fair value gap. We came super close to buy-side liquidity. And especially on a day like today, they try and induce people and likely will come back down and retest at minimum this level at 23,536. But I don't still know when. So I need to see like this, for example. If we go up one more time, sweep this liquidity, and then we get an inversion play here. That would be pretty decent. But I need to see something. Who was asking me about TJR yesterday? Somebody was on the stream asking me about TJR. I think it was Maitra. So yesterday, TJR live streamed, and the second that this happened, bro took a short. And he got smoked. And then I think he took another short right here on this down close candle. And then he didn't tell anybody about it. Because if you watch him on the screen, he looks really calm here and all of a sudden goes really silent. And then he like watches with his eyes get bigger as the market goes back against his direction. But anyways, I watched the live stream for fun yesterday after market just to see what Mitra was talking about. All right, so there's like a potential inducement candle here. So this is where I keep my eyes drawn. So let's just see what happens here. So if this fails, this could be a potential short. Again, there was no liquidity sweep here. I don't love it. I wouldn't size fully with this, but this is something I would potentially try for a scalp. Oh man, Kay said hello. I'm not allowed to watch YouTube. These guys closed the YouTube to use the office. That's crazy. I mean, technically you're supposed to be working, right, Kay? But still, that's wild. So just to point out visually again what worked here today, this 3-minute inversion did work. And again, the reason I did not take this is because I did not like the fact we didn't sweep that major liquidity. Kay's watching on a small window just listening. If they shut down YouTube, how are you watching it, Kay? Let me check the 5-minute quick. Hold on 1 second, guys. Super interesting. So, I mean, immediately my eyes are drawn to that high because obviously that's an internal buy side. But I'm just not loving this PA today. On a small window. So yeah, I mean, such a tough spot to be in, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And again, my caution radars are up today just because of Nvidia earnings. Technically, we got this 5-minute inversion and we did rebalance it after closing below it. So we don't have to come back and rebalance it. The 3-minute didn't really. I mean, we kind of did already, but we didn't go fully, so we still have this kind of little piece right here that needs to rebalance. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, I don't know if this buy side's going to hit. We have that new week opening gap here. Maybe we get a small reversal here to target this inversion. I don't know. But just a tough spot to be in for sure. So almost at that buy side. We'll see what happens here. Okay, so didn't quite hit it yet, or did we do it on NQ? No, we didn't. NQ missed it as well, so far. I'm just drawing it out on NQ. Wow, my computer is lagging today. Hard. Okay, so there's the internal buy side. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe we get a rejection, I don't know. Okay, so there is 8:30 open. Crazy that this is happening already. I would be careful here, guys, because we do have all those equal highs up here. This is a potential spot where we reject. Remember what I said earlier this morning? We could potentially form a manipulation at the new week opening gap and then get a short. We'll see. So I'm going to be super focused on these equal highs here. If we can come really close to them and then get a really tiny inversion, this is something I'll try, I think. So again, we have equal highs up here. We have equal highs up here. Let me just draw them out real quick so you can see them visually. Equal highs. So if we can get to like midnight opening price and not push through these, then this is a potential spot to look for a short. Interesting that the market is pumping, but Tesla is not really moving. It's been stagnant at that 353 level. Excuse me. Okay, so hopefully we get a short soon. I'm sensing something, but again, it needs to be really clean. The other option is like maybe we take out the first set of equal highs and then we get a inversion before the second set. But ideally, I want to see a short above this level that I told you guys about. So really right now I'm looking for something like this. Maybe we take out the first one, we come really close to the second, and then we get some kind of a manipulation move. So take me out. There's so much I haven't seen. Don't let me rot inside this town. Okay. Let's see what we get. I really want to see midnight opening price get touched or even come really close to it. Okay, so we're almost at midnight. Let's see. So let's see if we can get really close to that midnight opening price. Again, guys, zero setups here. I just would love to see the market come really close to this if it's going to manipulate. So, again, I'm not suggesting you buy here because that's dumb, but I still think this is going to push through this or come close to it at minimum. Maybe we get a sweep of that internal low first or we come close to it, but ultimately I think that that midnight opening price is a draw. And then hopefully we get the short. Hopefully we do. We will see. We will see. We do have that new week opening gap holding down price right now, so be aware of that, obviously. But I think it's probably going to go through that. Okay, so nice move so far. Again, maybe we don't touch midnight, but I'm guessing we come close here. So let's see what happens. You really want to see it happen on this candle. Okay, we're getting close. I'm watching all my other levels here. All the equal highs resting above this level I told you guys about. Okay, so midnight is getting super close here. I'm on NQ. MNQ it's further away a little bit, but NQ it's not. So again, I'm just being very cautious here and waiting to see. My eye is drawn to right now is this inversion right here. So I do like this. So if this can fail, I think this can end up being a pretty nice trade. We're very close to midnight, so we'll see. But I'm telling you guys right now, on a day like today, do not be... Okay, so look at this. That is pretty scary for people that are long. Pretty scary. Oops. I don't love this right here. This is kind of iffy to me. I'd rather have seen a more clean manipulation. But this technically could be a short here. So no close below the inversion yet, just a heads up. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm waiting for something cleaner. Really want to see something clean. A manipulation candle, and then we'll look for a short. But this, to me, there's a lot of unfilled orders here, and that screams that we're going to get some rebalancing. But I prefer to not see this. When I see this, oftentimes what this is it's trying to induce shorts before making a manipulative move, and then a short happens. So I'd want to see something probably up here or closer to midnight opening price. Oh, you're using a VPN, K? Smart. Okay, so I'm hoping to get the trade. I really want it. We'll see, though. Probably take it with 2 or 3 MNQ on this 50K. But I don't love this. If you guys ever see this like 3 drives pattern, 1, 2, 3, sometimes I do 4 of them. Sometimes they do more of them. It's basically like inducing people to go short, and they just chop you out with separate, like with paper cuts, and then they'll make a manipulative move later, and then you'll see the short. So what I'm expecting to see here, what I hope to see, is like some random big green candles, and then we'll look for the inducement. So I'm expecting, I really think midnight opening price will hit because we have this level I told you guys about right above it. Guys, this is dedication. You know how many people join the Discord? There's been a few members over time. They are very active for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden ghost. They're like, oh, I'm done. They probably took a big loss, and they're like, no, I'm not trading anymore. K was my number one. He wasn't my first student, but he was close to my first student, and it's been, I think, almost a year since I first met K. And he is consistently studying the markets, even when he's working, when he's not as active in the Discord, granted, because he is working every single day, but he's almost always at the live streams, even if he's working, which is crazy to me. Good for you, K, that it's a menial job. He doesn't really care about it. But yeah, he's passionate about the markets because he knows what it can do for you. And yeah, just takes a lot of dedication. I tell most people when they join, this is one of the hardest things you can do. It's a free market. You're basically providing liquidity to the marketplaces, which is in a sense easy. But if you don't know what you're doing, which most people don't, they get destroyed and they become the liquidity. They don't take liquidity; they give liquidity. So yeah, it's one of the hardest things that you can do. But if you sit down and actually practice for years and years and years and years, eventually you'll get to the point where you'll be profitable. So, again, just being very cautious here. I think this is a consolidation before a manipulation, and then I'll look for a distribution leg. But we're just going to wait patiently, as I did yesterday. I didn't even take a trade yesterday. At least not on these apexes. So technically, guys, this is a setup. I don't love it. Again, I told you guys because of this kind of drivesy pattern where we just kind of like fake down move, fake down move, fake down move, and then we keep going higher and chop people up with paper cuts. But no, the secret fibs have not hit. Pepe, I told you, there's a secret fib right up here. So if I want to see a short, I would prefer to see the short happen above the secret fib. Also, just to note, we just formed perfect equal lows here. These will be liquidity that are left for a little later, I think. So if you want, not financial advice, you can try a very small long here with your stop as a hard stop right at the equal lows. Or right below them if you want. Not financial advice, though. Just saying that they're probably going to be saved for later. Again, I could be absolutely wrong, but that's my guess. Oh my goodness, could I be right here? Looks like I'm probably going to be right. If you were in this, if you entered where I said that you should have your stop to break even already, just in case I'm wrong. But we shouldn't come back down to this candle's body. We should just rip here. And then the target would be midnight. So you would put your target at midnight or right below it if you want. So TP would be here. Stop loss would be, I mean, in this case it'd be here, but. And let's see if it hits. Guys, how do I do it? And boom, there's midnight opening price. So do not be surprised if we see a rejection somewhere from this area. Right now, my eyes are drawn to these two sets of fair value gaps here. We came really close to the Fibonacci's. See what happens. Yeah, long time. So, this is a potential spot where we'll see a reversal, I think. We have a 2-minute inversion here. Let's see if it holds. Let's see if they hold this for another 2 minutes. But this is what I was talking about, guys. Remember that drivesy pattern. Then you want to see a manipulation, and I'd like to see... They might take out these equal highs, I don't know. But I'd like to see a dump after this. So the 2 minute, they're kind of closing it off here. See what happens. Look how he touched my level to the dick, and then we rejected. It's actually wild. So my guess is that I don't know if this is going to be the reversal spot. There's not an inversion, which kind of sucks. If we get one more leg and sweep these and we get an inversion, I'll take something. But for now, unfortunately, I have to sit out. But do not be surprised, guys, if this is where we completely reverse. We do have those equal lows here, so those could be a draw easily. Oh, by the way, we did also form perfect equal highs right here. So, this is on NQ and MNQ. They could easily save these. Again, guys, remember what I said. They like to create equal highs and equal lows in the market, and they basically generate liquidity for later. So do not be surprised if they save these and then they reject the market later on today. I mean, and they reverse the market for earnings. So a lot of people right now are salivating, saying, "Oh my God, so many equal highs. Let's target them." But what's probably going to happen is it's going to reverse here. Uh-oh. Again, there's a tiny 1-minute inversion here. I don't love it, but technically it's still holding. What do you guys think? Should we try this with super small size? We never close below. Never close below, guys, unfortunately. So I might have to not take this, but it is what it is. I think it's probably going to sweep these lows and then just keep going down. That's my assumption here. So I'm gonna guess big down close candle here. That's my guess. But unfortunately, again, there was not really a model here. Yes, we technically closed below, but I'm not taking that. It's way too small. Again, guys, sometimes the model occurs, sometimes it doesn't, but I need a clean inversion. Damn. That is so unfortunate. So where do I think this is going to draw to now? So many different potential spots. So many different spots this could go. Probably, I mean, at minimum down to the new week opening gap low. That's my guess, but we'll see. So there is an inversion to the upside right now. I don't like that at all. I would never take that. I think this is probably still going to continue down, but we'll see. Again, there's just no setup here, unfortunately. It really sucks, but there's nothing I can do about that. But I do think this is probably going to fail and reverse. So what could potentially happen here is we tag into this and then we reverse. But again, there's just no setup here. You know what I'll try? I'll limit sell 2 here with my stop loss as a hard stop above this candle. That's what I'll do. Because I do like the idea of this. So if we end up like touching into it and then wicking and rejecting, I'll TP1 here at the bottom of the new week opening gap and I'll hold the rest. So let's see if we end up getting tagged into this. And again, I'm fully expecting to lose this trade. It's very high risk because we have equal highs above us. I would have rather have seen the setup happen somewhere here. Like, again, we did get this, but don't love it. Hopefully we get the entry. If we trade down below to, if we sweep this low, guys, and we come back up, I'm gonna have to close this out because I don't want to see another liquidity sweep. I'd rather see it come up now and then we get the liquidity sweep later. Does that make sense, y'all? Does that make sense? I also think a lot of people are longing this inversion, thinking it's going to sweep the equal highs. I personally don't think it will, but the idea behind this trade is that everyone that took this little 1 minute inversion has their stop loss at break even here, so they'll probably try and tick it up into it and then reject it if they're going to. And again, I'm keeping a hard stop because if I'm wrong, we're going to sweep these equal highs. And I don't think we will, but we might. Would that mean it would be an inducement move? Yes. Okay, so this is the potential entry here. Again, we'll see if we end up getting it or not, but really you don't want to see the market move higher than that. So if this low gets swept, I'm going to move my stop to break even. And then I'm going to TP1 here. So buy, sorry, let's edit this. I'm going to buy 1 here. 21, whoops. Again, this is a very high risk trade, guys, so I'm not sizing up on this. Especially not on this 50K. If this low gets swept, I'm going to move my stop to break even, like I said. All right, that's good enough for me. I'm going to move my stop to break even here. So this is a free trade. And I'm going to hold this probably 1 here, and I'm going to take 1 here. Again, guys, very small position. And I don't know what's going to happen with it. I could easily get stopped out. But the idea behind it is that we're going to rebalance the new week opening gap and then hopefully take out the inversion here. Or the regular, it's not even an inversion. See if I caught the top. That would be crazy. Do you see how I understand market? I understand how the market potentially will move. So again, that's the inversion, that's the inducement for longs and the stop out for shorts. And if I'm wrong, yes, we're going to reverse, but I know that if I move my stop to break even, then I'll be fine. So break even, stop. I'd really want to see the market hold this new week opening gap. You don't want to see it go above it. And yeah, we'll see if I'm right or wrong. And again, if I'm wrong, so be it. I get stopped out for break even. It's not the end of the world. See, I don't like that. I don't like this candle. If this candle's body closes above this new week opening gap, then I think this is probably going to get stopped out. So, but as long as it wicks, then we'll be okay. Yeah, so I don't like it so far. Let's see how much time we have left. Just under 30 seconds. All right, so there's a stop out on that trade. Okay, so I'm probably wrong about the direction for now. Again, I might not be. We came up to that new week opening, or to that fair value gap, and rejected again. But I kept a hard stop, so be it. It's annoying because on NQ, the bodies are holding still. It's so tough. That's why I hate trading MNQ. I kind of want to log into a 250K account or a 300K, but it is what it is. I'll just trade on the MNQs for today. So I'm looking at NQ right now, just to see how this all closes out. Notice how the bodies, I mean, this body did disrespect it by a tick, but notice how the bodies are holding the new week opening gap, and we're in a macro time. Excuse me. It's not even volume, it's just that NQ is the real market. MNQ is a micro version and it trades differently. Like if you notice the new week opening gap on MNQ, look where this candle closed, okay? The body of this candle closed significantly above, but look at NQ. The candle closed right at it here, pretty much. So it's just a little bit different. NQ inversion is holding still. Wow. Still holding this inversion on NQ. Oh, okay. Big push there. Again, we did form equal highs right at market at the top here, so this could easily get targeted now. But we'll see. Again, I'm still gonna wait for a clean setup. I don't like the fact we got stopped out here. That sucks, but I still think there'll be a clean setup at some point in this session between 10:50 and 11:10. We'll see though. Another set of equal highs just formed here on NQ. Just a heads up. So there's now a set here. There's a set here. Tons of equal highs forming. And this tells me what's probably going to happen is they're going to leave these equal highs for NVIDIA earnings tonight. That's my guess. I don't know which ones. They might sweep one or two of these. I don't know. But my guess is that they leave a lot of these. They're trying to get as much liquidity as possible up here. And then they're just going to randomly dump the market. So if you notice, this new week opening, this fair value gap that was an inversion, they closed above it by a tick and now they closed below it. This could be the reversal spot. Unfortunately, I would have gotten stopped out. But the only thing I can take now is if we sweep some of these equal highs, touch into midnight, and then reject. Unfortunately, I can't take anything else here. I need to see a new leg of price, which manipulates and then goes down. There's another new week opening, or I keep saying new week opening gap. There's another fair value gap right here that's holding right now. Okay, so again, I'm looking for some kind of manipulation. This was a manipulation to me, but the fact they closed above it, then closed below it, we got stopped out. I need to see a new leg of price. But do not be surprised, guys, again, if they reject the market. There's a ton of equal highs here. They're trying to generate buy-side liquidity in the market here, in my opinion. They keep tagging this inversion. Another rejection? That's crazy. They are trying so hard to create liquidity here. That's my take. Every single time they wick the market up, they're trying to induce people to buy. Telling you right now. But unfortunately, there's just no setup. Really need to see a better manipulation than this. But technically, this is a setup. I don't love it, I'll be honest. If you're in this short right now, which I am not, if you're in this short, your first TP will be the low of this new week opening gap. Somewhere in between this wick and the new week opening gap low. And then honestly, I would hold your second runner all the way down here. But we'll see what happens. I'm not in it, unfortunately, guys, but that's where I think it's going to go if it's going to dump here. So take me in. Thank God we're not in this right now, bro. Even though it's probably still gonna work. Jeez, they're really making this tough. Like, so tough. Really, the only other thing I'll do here is this. If we can get something like that, and we don't sweep this low, if we haven't swept this low by that point, then I'll look for something. And then target that fair value gap as TP1. And then I would target, I mean, honestly, these equal lows even look like a potential candidate. Yeah, this is so hard to trade. Like, imagine trying to short or long this. I think, again, gun to my head, we're going down, but there's just no model. Like, look at this, PA. I think this is to induce people, but it's just so hard to take anything here. So, so tough. Like, you're just asking to get smoked. Yeah, what I'm thinking is they're going to do one more manipulation move to get a lot of longs in, and then they'll dump it after that. That's my thesis here. I think I see something like this happening. If you see like a straight green candle, that's where I think there'll be a model. So this is still my thesis here. They're just making this extremely difficult. Extremely, extremely difficult. Wow. You guys see what NQ does to me, bro? Look at my hair. Look at this. I look like Albert Einstein or some shit. This is what NQ does to you if you trade this for too long. Look at this shit, bro. Again, trading into that original fair value gap. The OG IFEG right here. If they end up rejecting this from here, I'm going to be pissed, but I don't think so. I think it's going to end up... There needs to be another manipulation before the down move. If there's going to be a down move, which that's what I firmly believe here. The other thing they could do is they could bring the market all the way up through all of this and then create another inversion somewhere else. So we're going to be patient and wait as per usual. Oh, ASML is finally pushing today, guys. Let's take it up. Let's take a look at some of my stocks while we wait. ASML at 766. Here is another one that I love here. This is a daily fair value or a weekly fair value gap on ASML. If we can close above 778.80, this is going to be something I'm going to add to quite heavily. But yeah, for the long term, I think we're going all the way back up here into thousands. So even from here, you're looking at 27, 38, 45% return. My cost basis is around 650 right now. So for me, I'm looking at about a 70% return to all-time highs. On a company like ASML, you couldn't ask for more. Bruh. Look at all this liquidity. I'm telling you guys right now, remember what I said. I've been saying it all week. When a large company has earnings, like Nvidia, like Microsoft, like Google, wait for a big manipulation move and then take a reversal trade. But there's just no reversal trade. I need to see something else. I need to be patient here. They're inducing a lot of traders short. This could be what dumps us. But what I need to see is something like this. This was decent, and the fact they're holding it is awesome, but I just think that there's probably going to be at least one more manipulation here. Gun to my head. It's just so tough to take anything. You guys get what I mean? Like we need some confirmation. We want people to be looking at the market and seeing a big up close move and they're like, "Whoa, let's buy this." And then reversal. That's what we need. Also, we just formed perfect equal lows right here. Just a heads up. Draw those in red. Not saying these are going to be another inversion. Yeah, there's an upside inversion, but guys, do not be taking trades here. You need to see a manipulation. I know it looks enticing, but to be honest, we don't know for sure what's going to happen today. My guess is that they're going to take out maybe some of these equal highs and leave others and then reverse the market, and then Nvidia is going to push us up past all these later today. But unfortunately, I mean, nobody knows anything for sure, but unfortunately, I don't have any model right now. I need to see something that's really enticing, something that's going to take the person that started trading last week, or even in some cases traded last year or 2 years, started trading 2 years ago, that still buys the big bullish candles after having a huge run on the day. Those are the types of people that I'm looking to take liquidity from. And in this case, I need to see something like that here. Ideally, it will happen above this green box that you see drawn here. But there's just no way we can take anything right now outside of a macro time in this kind of consolidation. Looking for at least 621. Potentially. I mean, there's equal highs there, so we're forming a lot of low resistance liquidity here. But yeah, 6-2. Why were you looking for 621 El Jefe? Looking like a set up move for 2230, 1 or 1230. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of LRLR here. There's a bull flag forming. A lot of people are going to get induced if we break out. And then I think after the breakout, we'll get the reversal. Yeah, and if you look at the daily chart, I think that this bullish move was designed to get a lot of people back into longs. And I think if we're going to have a bearish September, we're going to have to reject from somewhere here. This is my thesis, guys, okay? I'll tell you right now, okay? Let's see if I'm right. I think these equal highs will probably be left for... Some of these equal highs will be left for NVIDIA earnings. I think NVIDIA earnings is going to push us through this blue box right here. What is it? The blue box is this daily fair value gap. A lot of people are going to see this, and they're going to be longing the market saying, oh my God, we're going to go, we're going to go. And I think what's going to happen is from this daily fair value gap, we're going to reject all the way back down past this previous day low. And I think we're going to come down and sweep this low and this, and this low. Because we have a ton of equal lows resting right here. And this is a weekly fair value gap. And then maybe after we tap into this, we'll continue with bullishness. That's my thesis right now, gun to my head. So just to draw it out for you, because you know how I love to do autistic drawings on my charts. Something like this, then this later today, then this for NVIDIA earnings, into this daily fair value gap, and then maybe tomorrow morning, we'll get some kind of a manipulation move, and this is where you short. And you target all the way down here. All the way down here towards that weekly fair value gap, which is all the way here. So this is what I think is happening here. So boom, boom, up, down, like, and we're gonna see big selling pressure. That's my hypothesis right now. So if you agree with that, you can let me know in the chat. If you think that I'm an autistic drawer with an autistic mind, you can also let me know. But I'm telling you guys, if you're autistic, you're gonna be really good at trading. Autists are the best at trading. I'm not gonna lie. If you have that artistic mind, sorry, not autistic, artistic. We're not gonna use that word here because we don't want to get canceled, right? But if you have an artistic mind, you will probably be successful at trading eventually. So. So these equal lows are still there. Equal highs just formed. I think we're going to blast through these probably. And then, again, we'll get some kind of a manipulation later on. We shall see. So now, just to redraw it, we have equal highs here now. We have equal highs here now. We have equal highs here at high of day, which I have drawn already. We have equal highs here. We have equal highs here. So this looks like a big set of low resistance liquidity they're generating. Also, we have another set of equal highs right here. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of equal highs right above us. Okay, there's the first set that got rated. Patiently waiting for a setup, yeah. Patiently waiting for a setup. So technically this is like a breakout of this LRLR. I wouldn't be surprised if this drives us higher. This could also be an inducement candle. I don't know, but I'm not seeing anything clean yet, unfortunately. So another inversion here. Again, no major liquidity sweeps. Could this work? Sure. Am I taking this? No. It's way too small. Not clean enough. No clean sweep of LRLR. Could this work? Sure. Not my cup of tea, though. $627 is the fib expectation, and 621 was the closest target. They're waiting for an 11:30 move. Could be. Maybe yes, maybe no. Wow. This might be where they create the reversal, which sucks, but... Wow, that sucks so bad. That is so lame. We need another inducement. We do. This is just so bad, bro. But we have equal lows down here. That's probably where it's going now. And then we'll probably end up filling the gap. The new week opening gap. We'll see. Bro, such bad price action. Look at this. They don't even give an entry for the short. So lame. Okay, there's the equal lows. Now we'll probably go down and fill the rest of this new week opening gap. And then who knows? We'll probably dump from here. That sucks. Not what I expected. I still want to see potentially a move up here, but I just can't take this short now. Even though I think this new week opening gap is going to fill and this fair value gap is going to fill, but it's not the move I was looking for. It is pretty amazing, though. I drew this box this morning, and we rejected right from it. I still would love to see one more manipulation above it, but we'll see. We will see. On the 5-minute, there's a inverse at 9 o'clock. At 9? You're saying an entry for a long? I mean, any breaker can be an entry for a long. I think it's possible that we come back up past this high, but again, I think there is a manipulation that's going to happen today for NVIDIA earnings, and a lot of this liquidity is going to be left. So my guess is that this is actually going to fail. But yeah, I wouldn't focus on longs, but if you think the market is bullish here and that we're going to sweep all these equal highs, then definitely you can look for a long. I just don't take breakers as an entry normally. Very rarely, unless I'm extremely confident on the draw and liquidity, which right now, I'm not 100%, but my draw, I'm focused on these equal lows down here. I think a lot of people are looking for longs today. Yeah, so my guess is that what this would be my A plus cup of tea. If we did something like this, we came here and then created a very, very not so obvious inversion. That would be my short entry right here with my stop loss above these highs. And I would literally be targeting a huge down move. All the way down to the equal lows. So yeah, in theory, you could use this as a breaker entry. If we fill the new week opening gap and then we get an inversion, you can target the buy side up here. But then be very cautious. I would be taking partials within this general range. I would not hold this expecting all these to get swept because there is a high chance that for NVIDIA earnings, they're going to leave a lot of this and then they'll dump the market. Yeah, exactly, El Jefe. Max Payne trade. So I'm being very cautious, but I still would love to see one more manipulation move up here. So there's them filling the new week opening gap. Really, we'd want to see the move higher now if it's going to reverse here. And then, yeah, we'll just be patient and wait. So we got that internal sell side liquidity sweep. So that's basically the final line in the sand. You'd want to see a move here. There's no inversion, so I couldn't take a long even if I wanted to. I pair breaker blocks with inversions, and this is not a plus to me right now. Okay, so pretty bullish reaction there from the breaker. And yeah, hopefully we get that move higher. We do, again, keep in mind we do have a fair value gap right here, bearish, plus a BPR, so do not be surprised if we reject from here, but I would love to see maybe these equal highs get swept, touch a midnight one more time, touch of this level that I told you guys about, the secret fib that I will not reveal the sauce for, and then hopefully some kind of a rejection up here. Okay, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Hopefully we get a run higher here. This is what I want to see. And then, guys, okay, here's another thing I'm going to do. If we end up getting a huge sell-off in the afternoon session and we end up sweeping this liquidity, I'm going to buy some QQQ down here for a trade, and I'm holding it all the way up here. So for QQQ, we're talking about, let's see here. 56, 567, 70, maybe a $7 move on QQQ. So if you buy 100 QQQ, it's a $700 move. I would say buy calls, but you can't, right? Because it's aftermarket. At least I don't think you can. Maybe some brokers allow it. I don't think so though. I think you can buy in the last 15 minutes of the day, but I wouldn't risk that because I don't know if Nvidia is going to delay their earnings or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to buy it with shares most likely. And if and only if we leave some equal highs up here and we have a huge dump. Should we try this for fun? With one micro? Nah, not gonna be an idiot. Guys, even though it's a small amount of money, I don't like to practice stupid things. But I do think these equal highs are gonna hit. I think midnight's gonna tap, and I think this level is gonna hit now. But again, it's not an excuse to take a trade. Not an excuse. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What was that? Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe it. Oh my god. That is ridiculous. You guys see what I'm talking about? Random spikes down. I think that I really do think these will still go. What was the news? Somebody look on X and tell me what happened. Trump said something. Blah, blah, blah. That is wild. You know, a lot of inversion traders took that long. I told you guys I was considering taking it with one micro. And then boom, they wreck everybody. Ooh, and by the way, so coincidentally, that spike down formed perfect equal lows on NQ. Look at this. What a wait, where is it? What a coincidental set of equal lows. How does that happen? Isn't that weird? Is that random, guys? Isn't that just so odd how they spike the market down and it perfectly creates liquidity? It's just, if you do not believe there's an algorithm at this point, you have lost your goddamn mind. If you watch the market long enough and you don't see this shit, I feel bad for you. I really do. It's actually insane. So I'll label these on MNQ too, even though it's not perfect on MNQ. But again, you want to look at NQ. That's what you want to be focusing on. And NQ, they form perfect equal ones. So my guess is that this creates the inversion. We sweep these equal highs, and then we touch midnight, and then we get a rejection a little bit later to target these lows. So that's what I will be focusing on, is a manipulation move higher here. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens from there. So maybe one more inducement down here and then along. I don't know. We'll see. But I want this high to get swept now. That candle that just formed. Then these equal highs. And then I want to see up here. So I think, I mean, the other option they can do here is they'll reject the market one more time, bring it down to like here, somewhere here, and then they'll reverse it back up. Or they're just going to move it higher here. That's my guess. One of the two. That was to drop that to that IFEG. Now everyone's scared to long. Once they enter, they'll drop it. Yeah, I think it's going to go back down to some portion of this area. Maybe. But then I think this high is going to get swept. And then the equal highs. And then from there, who knows. But yeah, this is going to go back up IMO. Look at that. Perfect bounce here. Okay, so Somewhere up here, guys, I'm looking for a short. I'm telling you right now. It's going to happen. So, look at that. Wow, beautiful move. Midnight opening price getting touched. Level getting touched. This is the area where I'm going to be looking for a short. Hopefully we get a manipulation. So I want to see this, this, and then that. That would be so optimal. I can't even begin to describe to you. A lot of people longing this. Let's see what happens. Okay, so somewhere here I want to see a short form. So right now I'm focusing on this gap right here. If this closes below, I think this will be a good short. One more minute until the candle closes. Let's see what happens. Oh boy, my computer just froze. Okay, so this is where I want to see a short form. Okay, this is where I want to see the short. Hopefully we get one more inducement here and then a big red candle. No close below, unfortunately. Okay, guys. Really want to take this. I'm going to try this here with 3 MNQs. There could be a manipulation leg higher first, so I will keep my buy stop above here. But but I'm going to target these equal lows. So let's see what happens here. So we could get one more manipulation leg in my view, like that, but ultimately I want to see this. Looking to see if there's an SMT with ES too. No SMT so far. And this is a risk, guys, because there is a set of equal highs above us, but I'm just basically keeping a hard stop above it. Also, if this fair value gap gets touched into, I will move my stop to break even. So if this gets touched into here, I'm going to move my stop to break even on the trade. I'm going to get rid of these equal highs to show that we swept them. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, let's see what happens here. Again, high risk trade, but I'm willing to take the risk on it. This is too inducey for me not to. Now we wait. So again, if this fair value gap gets touched into, I will move my stop to break even. Okay, so hopefully this ends up being the high and we don't touch the equal highs. Again, higher risk trade, but I'm willing to take it. On Discord, there's a link with the WAP below. Okay, so this is where I really want to see it now that the equal highs have gotten swept. Oh shoot, I got stopped out. Damn. So high risk, but that was something I was willing to take. Yeah, go on WAP.com. Go on the link and then you'll have to sign up. That is unfortunate we got stopped out, but if this ends up dumping here, so be it. That was perfect enough for me to take. Pretty high risk, like I said, because we had equal highs above. Are we forming equal highs here anywhere for something? No. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're going to touch into this daily. I'm not sure. But this is really where you want to see manipulation, honestly. This is another inversion you can try, guys. If you missed the first one, if this gets closed below. Bro, if I just got stopped out by a tick, I'm going to be so mad. I literally got stopped out by one tick. Let's see if this ends up holding or if it rejects here. Bruh. I can't believe it. Literally can't believe it. Well, it's okay. Should we re-enter? Oh my god, this looks so good. I'm gonna try this one more time, guys. It's too good not to. Bro, is this not gonna fill me on the limit? Oh my god. Okay, I got in. So I'm gonna try this one more time, and the target's gonna be the equal lows. Again, if this fails, it is what it is. If this fair value gap gets touched again, I will move my stop to break even. So again, I'm looking for this fair value gap to get touched into. If it doesn't, I'm going to get stopped. If it does, then we'll have a nice trade, hopefully. So now we tagged into this. We have the inversion play, and then we have another fair value gap right here. So this is where we really want to see a reversal. Come on, market. Again, if this low gets swept, this fair value gap right here, that's where I'm moving my stop to break even, because I know if we're going to continue, it's going to be there. Okay, nice move so far. Let's see if it holds. Come on. Beautiful. All right, we tagged into it, so my stop is at break even. Now I just want to see the market completely collapse. If it doesn't, I'm going to get stopped out. If it does, awesome. So the reason that I moved it was because we came super close, but we didn't tag it exactly, but that's fine. Again, this is a high risk play, but I still think it's pretty darn good. So it's a free trade now, and my take profit is going to be at those equal lows below us. Okay, so hopefully we don't get stopped out here, but this is the spot where I want reversal. And you have to think, all the poor guys who long this green candle here are probably sweating, praying that that it reverses back towards their entry. While versus for me, I get a free trade and I just get to hold it, and if it wins, it wins. If not, I get a break-even stop. So we will see. So still haven't touched into that gap. And not quite. Missed it by a tick. See how we missed it just by a tick? Same thing on NQ. We came really close to it, but we missed it. I still think we'll go there, but again, it's a free trade for me. Doesn't matter what happens here. So far respecting 5-minute gap, MNO, and coming out of a 5-minute breaker. Possible, but again, I think this needs to be rebalanced, so at minimum, that should hit. So if it does hit and it just completely dumps, then I'll make a shit ton. But if it doesn't and it continues, so be it, right? Okay, so almost at that fair value gap. Let's see what happens. All right, boom. So now, if we are bullish, this should continue higher. If I'm correct and this completely reverses, then everyone who's long is going to get destroyed, and we're going to go all the way down to these equal lows. So we will see. But that's my thesis here. Again, my stop is at break even. But I still think this is going to go down much further than this. So that's the beautiful part about understanding candlesticks. I knew that this was very likely to get rebalanced. So for me, this is a free trade. If I'm right, this is going to inverse. We're going to collapse here, and this is going to get targeted. I think a lot of people are trying to long this fair value gap too. So keep that in mind. It's very bullish. Everyone's like, oh, this is going to be used as support to go higher. Which it could, but there's also a very high chance it doesn't. In fact, I'm willing to wager that this at minimum, the full thing gets filled. So I want to see at least all of this get filled to the downside. This is, to me, the start of an intraday sell model. You have to imagine how many people are longing this 1 minute fair value gap. It's huge, and a lot of people think it's going to be used as support to go higher, and I'm willing to wager that at minimum the full thing gets filled, and after that, I think it's going to collapse. And again, the beautiful part is that if I'm wrong, I have a break-even stop, so it doesn't matter what happens here. But probably not wrong. You guys see how I waited patiently all day for my setup? And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Oh no! The fair value gap is failing. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Whoa. Not failing yet, obviously, but you would expect the mean threshold, like the average investor or ICT trader is going to see the mean threshold, the gray line, and say, oh, that's going to be used as support. But you can see that we completely disrespected it, so that tells me we're probably going to continue down to the equal lows here. But we'll see. Could be right, could be wrong. But again, my guess is that it fails entirely. It's also a bullish 5-minute here, which is currently holding, but I think it's going to fail. I think this is going to completely collapse. And I put my money where my mouth is. So I'm close to break even now because I did get stopped out on one of those trades here, unfortunately. A higher risk trade, but there's the 5-minute inversion to the downside. I think we're going here, and I think we're going to go much lower than that. I think, should I even do this? Maybe I'll take 2 off here and I'll leave a runner. And I'll leave a runner. How about I leave a runner all the way to the equal lows here? Imagine if we get a crazy 200-point move in the PM session. That will be wild if we do. I hope you guys are learning something from this. Like, learning my thought process in real time, why I short, what is my, like, again, NQ. Miraculously, just randomly, we form perfect equal lows right here after this algorithmic dump. What do you think they're doing this for? They're doing this to generate liquidity, and they're going to drive the markets down here. Again, it could be that NVIDIA drives us up first. Again, my stop is at break even. I don't care what happens here. But I think these will hit. Keep in mind we are at a new week opening gap here, so we could be using this as support. My guess is it's just going to fail, though. Wow. What a move. Guys, make sure if you're watching this that you're liking this, because, I mean, I don't know who else is doing this, like, in real time. Live in front of you. Money where their mouth is. Not many. What I will do, okay. I'm gonna take a partial here at the mean threshold of this gap, just in case they keep the equal lows for NVIDIA earnings. So I'm gonna take a partial at the mean threshold of this 5-minute gap, and then I'll leave the runners if I get it. If I'm lucky enough to get it for the PM session. Guys, did anyone take this with me? Anybody? Please let me know if somebody took this trade. I'm honestly surprised they took out that last set of equal highs, I'll be honest, but yeah. That was awesome. I think I'm going to move my stop to midnight, so at least I'm locking in some profits on this. Just above midnight opening price, or maybe just above it, let's just say. And then I'll hold, again, all the way to here, and then I'm going to hold that runner all the way down to these equal lows. This is so beautiful, though. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, so there's 830 opening price. We might get a little bit of resistance here, but I honestly doubt it. Again, I'm looking for the mean threshold of that 1 minute, the 5 minute candle. And then, yeah. I think this is the start of a pretty large sell model here. And then, of course, once the TPs get hit, I will have to adjust my my short here from 3 contracts to 2. So let's go ahead and hit confirm once that hits. Okay, so we have 2 contracts left. Again, I'm going to target the equal lows for the second pair. And then we'll see what happens from there. What a beautiful move, though. Sheesh. Let's go. So I would expect to see some minor resistance here because this is the mean threshold of that 1 minute candle. And it's the new week opening gap. But I still think these equal lows will hit eventually. So we'll just be patient. And again, the beautiful part is, guys, my stop is way up here. So even if we get a reversal here, even if we do something like this, eventually these should hit. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we get something like this now. So a lot of people are chasing these candles to target the equal lows. Could we easily deliver to them? Yes, but we could also do that high resistance thing that we've done in the past. Another thing that I'm a little bit worried about for NVIDIA earnings, the fact that we swept all the equal highs tells me we might just dump for NVIDIA earnings, which is a little bit scary, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have to adjust my stop here. Okay, so I got my second one hit. Beautiful. And now I'm just going to let this run, guys. I don't know how that took me out, but the equal lows didn't get touched. Oh, on MNQ they did. On NQ they did not. So NQ's equal lows did not sweep, but I got my second TP there. And I'm just going to leave my runner. I'm going to move my stop down on this. What a beautiful move, guys. What a beautiful freaking move. I have a feeling, I mean, we could get a huge dump here, guys. So I'm going to leave my runner, like I said, all the way down to the equal lows. And yeah, we'll see what happens. This could be a huge day for me. I mean, not a huge day for my, in general, but a huge day for this MNQ account for a 50K. If this runner runs, we could be looking at like a $600 day, maybe even $700. Wow. All right. So, anyone here want me to stay on? I'm literally gonna leave the screen and just let this hit. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if you guys want me to stay on and explain price action more, type 1 or something. Otherwise, I'll dip now. If you guys want to watch me trade live every day, tomorrow and Friday I'm going to be trading live in the Discord for the 2 best days in the market. Appreciate it, El Jefe. And yeah, I'll wait like another 2 or 3 minutes here. And if nobody wants me to stay on, I'll just dip. Again, guys, once you have a model and you execute, you can just leave the screen. Okay, MT wants me to stay. If I get one more person who wants me to stay, I'll stay on. I think this is just gonna freaking collapse. I don't know, El Jefe. I don't know, and I don't care. Which 1 minute though? So I think we could have a huge collapse here. Like there is a potential of dropping another 100+ points. I think low of day is a target. I think the equal lows are a target. But again, I have skin in the game, but my skin in the game, it's free. So it doesn't really matter, right? I could be completely wrong. We could come all the way back up to this daily gap first. This could be the spot where we reverse intraday. Oh, I don't think so, no. I mean, if this is going to continue down here, this is not going to retrace. This is going to go all the way down here and stop everybody out from the whole day. This is wild. I think this could literally go all the way down here. Again, not saying to take the trade now because it's stupid to take it now. But like we could do this. Then maybe do that. Or we can just completely just dump here. It's disrespecting everything. But yeah, I think it's very... I mean, NVIDIA earnings could drive us... So here's the other thing. NVIDIA earnings could be a driver up here to this daily fair value gap. You can see it here on NQ. So I wouldn't put it past the market to go back up to there. But I'm willing to hold my runner here all the way down to these lows. Whoops, to the equal lows. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's exciting stuff. Huge rejection here. Complete disrespect of this 1 minute. We'll see if it holds though, because the body technically is still holding it. But to me, this looks like a huge momentum sell model. What a move. Holy shit. Oh my god. What a round of a fucking applause to myself, bro. Who else do you fucking know that can do this shit? I don't know anyone. I literally know, very few. But yeah, I'm being a little cocky. But again, I think if I had to say gun to my head, the draw is going to be these equal lows. I think they were hourly. Or was it on N? I'll show you on NQ because I think that's where they appeared. Yeah, so if you look right here, there's like, they're kind of small. Actually, I don't really love these, to be honest. They're triple equal lows. Yeah. If I were you guys, I would probably... We also have this 1 minute inversion here. Yeah, also, just a heads up, this was the 1 minute inversion from earlier in the day. So I think this could potentially be a reversal spot. Um, yeah, this is probably going to reverse here. Gun to my head. At least intraday for some points. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take profits here. Cause if you notice again what I said from NQ. No, I'll just leave the runner, fuck it. But if you look at NQ, this is another thing that you guys should learn. We had the first 1 minute inversion of the day that worked. This is the one that I told you guys about, the 3 minute that I didn't like because we never swept liquidity. But you can see here that this was the entry to that long, and we touched it and we're immediately reversing. So most likely this will be an intraday reversal spot. But because I'm already up so big on this, I can just leave it. So yeah, I'm just going to leave this on this account. I wish you guys the best. I'll catch you guys in the Discord later today. If I want to do an overview, I'll do it in the market overview section. And I'll catch you in the Discord tomorrow and Friday for the live streams. I think tomorrow and Friday will be the best days in the market. I think there'll be some big moves, but we've already caught some really nice ones. I caught the low of day on was it this week or last week? If you check out my last like 1 minute short or 1 minute video, I caught the low of day. I think that might have been last week, but we just caught the high of day. So yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll probably take it easy the next couple days, but I will live stream, and if I see an A+ setup, obviously I'll call it. But I wish you guys the best, and yeah, I'll catch you in the Discord. All right.